Okay, so we are looking today at 5.3 quotient of powers property. So 5.2 was the product of powers. Now we're doing the quotient, which is the answer to a division problem. So if you notice right here, we are going to be dividing 4 to the 5th times 4 squared. Now what we did in the last in the last lesson, we did something like 4 to the 5th times 4 squared, right? So when we did that, the bases were the same, so you add the exponents, right? So we added the exponents, but that was when we multiplied. So now we are dividing. So if you'll notice, what do we do? With this, bases are both 4, so we do 5 minus 2. So this is 4/3. Okay? You could also think of it like this. Here there are 5 fours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the bottom we have just 2, 4, 4. So these two down here cancel 2 of those. So you're left with 4/3. 4 to the 3rd power, like that. Okay? Using this is a shortcut, right? As long as they have the same base, you subtract the exponents. All right, so on letter A, this is going to equal, right? They both have a base of 2. It's going to be 6 minus 4, and that is 2 squared. Is our final answer. 4 of these cancel 4 of those, leave you with 2 squared. All right, here they both have a base of -7. So that's 9 minus 3, like that. And so that's going to give you -7 to the 6th power, just like that. All right, and then if we look at letter C, they both have a base of h. So it's h to the 7 minus 6, which is going to give us h to the 1st. And I don't have to write the 1 when it's to the 1st. Okay? All right, why don't you try 1 through 4 on your own. So pause the video and try that, and then you can come back and see how you did. Okay, so on number 1, that's going to be 9 to the 7 minus 4, which is 9 cubed. Okay? And then on the next one, these both have a base of 4.2. All right? So then we have for the exponent 6 minus 5. So that is going to be 4.2 to the 1st. But we don't need to write the 1, so that's it. Then on number 3, it is -8 to the 8 minus 4 power. So that is -8 to the 4th power. Notice this says write your answer as a power. We'll do something different in a minute. And then on the last one, it's x to the 8 minus 3. So that is x to the 5th. Okay, great job. All right, let's go to the next page, or the next part right here. Okay, so on this, we're to simplify, but still write the answer as a power, okay? So the simplify comes in the fact that we have to deal with the top of the fraction, and then we'll combine it with that. So you can kind of think of this as kind of like following PEMDAS, where you have to do the numerator, then you do process it with the denominator. So what this is going to be is on the top we have 6 to the 7 plus 3 over 6 to the 5th, because that won't change. So that's going to be 6 to the 10th on the top and 6 to the 5th on the bottom. So now I'm ready to do the division. So it's going to be 6 to the 10 minus 5, which is 6 to the 5th. Just like that right there. Okay, now if we look at 6, all right, the top won't change, but we do have to process the bottom. So that's going to be 2 to the 3 plus 5, because when we multiply, you add those together. So that's 2 to the 15 over 2 to the 15, right? So, I apologize. I was multiplying those and not adding. All right, so we have to add that right there. 3 plus 5 is 8. All right, so then the next step, because we're dividing, we will subtract the exponent. So my final answer is 2 to the 7th, like that. All right, so then on number 7, this is going to be m to the 8 plus 6 over m to the 5th. All right, so that gives us m to the 14 over m to the 5th. Because 8 plus 6 is 14. So then we will subtract the 14 minus 5. So that gives us m to the 9th. There we go. Okay, I forgot to do this example. So we're going to go back and do the example real quick. So on these, there's like 2 parts. You have to do the numerator and then the denominator right there. Okay, now since it says times, that means we add the exponents in this case. So 3 to the 4th and 3 squared. And then on the bottom, it just says 3 to the 3rd. All right, so on the top, we have 3 to the 6, and then 3 cubed. So then now I would do 3 to the 6 minus 3. And that's going to be 3 cubed. Like that. Notice it's kind of like, there's almost like parentheses around this, where you have to do the top, then you can do, include it with the bottom. Okay. All right, good job, good job. Let's go down and look at example 3. So on example 3, it's kind of have a kind of, it just ups the ante, is a little more complicated. So since these are kind of separated, we're going to do the left part times the right part. Okay, so if we do this part right here, they both have a base of -4. And it's divide, so we're going to subtract the exponents. So that gives me -4 to the 4th power, like that. And we have this big raised dot, and then on the next one, we have a -4 to the 8 minus 2, right there. And so then, that's going to leave us with -4 to the 6th power. Now, since this is multiplied, we're going to go -4 to the 4 plus 6, which is -4 to the 10th, like that. Okay. Now let's do that again. We're going to do the left part, do the right part, and then we'll put them together. All right, so first we have a base of A, and this will be 10 minus 6. So it gives us A to the 4th power. All right, so then we need to do the right. So it's going to be the A to the 7 minus 4. Bring down our raised dot. And A to the 7 minus 4, that is 3. And then, because we're multiplying, we add those together. So our final answer is A to the 7th power. Okay. Now, there are 3 problems here. I want you to try to do those as best you can. Okay, so on this first one, it's going to be negative 5 to the 7 minus 5, and that is negative 5 squared. Bring down our times. So this one is, the base is negative 5, and then we have 6 minus 2. So that gives us negative 5 to the 4th power. Now, since we're multiplying, we add those together like that. So my final answer is negative 5 to the 6th power. Okay. Now then on number 9, remember right here, there's an exponent of a 1 right there. So this is going to be D to the 5 minus 1, which gives us D to the 4th. Then right here we have D to the 9 minus 8, which gives us D to the 1st. Since we're multiplying this together, it's going to equal D to the 4 plus 1, which is D to the 5th. All right, so then on number 10, this one kind of has several parts to it. So if we look at the top right here, so let's just process this top first. So that's going to be P to the 3 plus 6, which is P to the 10th. So this top part is P to the 10th, right? So that's P to the 10th. So then I'm going to go P to the 10 minus 2. Okay, this is 10 minus 2. So that's P to the 8th times P to the 4 minus 1, which is P cubed. All right, so then that is going to be P to the 8 plus 3, which is P to the 11th. Okay. All right, so now we're going to do modeling in real life. So the projected population of Tennessee is in 2030 is about 5 times 5.9 to the 8th. The area of the land is 5.9 to the 6th square miles. Predict the average number of people per square mile in Tennessee in 2030. Okay, so basically here's what it is. Notice it says people per square mile. Underline that. So whenever you see that, that is telling you the formula to use. People per square mile. So that's the formula. People per square mile. All right, so the population is about this. So that's people. So the 5 times 5.9 to the 8th. And then they say the area of the land in square miles. So that is going to go on the bottom, 5.9 to the 6th. So now to solve this, right, where I want you to use the powers to do it, what we're going to do is, since both of these have the same base, we're going to rewrite this as 5 times 5.9 over 8 over 5.9 to the 6th. And we can do that because we're multiplying. If this was addition or something like that, we couldn't do this. But because it's multiply, it's okay to rewrite it in this way. Now let's reduce that. Of course, this won't change. But this would become 5.9 to the 8 minus 6, which is 5 times 5.9 squared. Right there. And then I actually want you to calculate what that is. So it's 5 times 5.9 squared. 5 times 5.9 squared. So 5 times 5.9. So you can hit the squared button. And that's 174.05. All right, so that is 174.05 people per square mile. Because that was the question. How many people per square mile? Okay. Good job. We'll have a homework assignment over this tomorrow.